Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So it's early evening and I've just got in, having swung by my local to work Chanel makeup boutique and having bought a few items from the summer collection. So I'm going to show them to you now, even though the light isn't brilliant and even though I haven't worn any of these items. I did obviously go through all the testers in the shop and had quite a long session with very nice sales associate. But this is literally about first impressions. So let's have a look. It's all quite parcelled up. I got some extra goodies. I haven't even looked at these, but there's some illustrations from the boutique. May look at them in a moment. So what did I get? Well, I ummed and ahed for quite a long time over the limited edition eye quad, which is called Empreinte du Désert. I ummed and ahed because I'm not a huge fan of the Chanel quads. I find myself using them for a short time and then getting a bit tired of them. I do think the formulation's improved of recent years, although my kind of two favourites are relatively old. The Harmonie du Soir from about 2012, which I still love, and one of the Asia limited release collections, I think also either 2011 or 12, which I love. Otherwise, I've tended to kind of buy things and then given them away or sold them or let them go very quickly. But I'm often kind of suckered in to the seasonal releases, and I was suckered into this one partly because it's a beautiful print of a kind of, well, it makes me think of a riverbed. I don't know if that's what it's meant to be, or maybe the bark of a tree in relation to the browns, but you know, definitely really pretty kind of natural looking imprint. And I do love the colours. I am a sucker for green, although it's a hard colour to wear. I do like it. So I was very taken with this. I swatched in the shop. They seem nice and soft, well pigmented. Look at that shiny green. They are all a bit shiny, which may make them not brilliantly wearable on an older eye. I really love that one down there. And this gold is really pretty as well. I was wearing a gold eyeshadow stick from the eyeshadow Stilo collection that came out, I think, in May today, and really quite enjoying it. Terribly easy. So they're pretty well pigmented. That gold's not showing up brilliantly. This is looking a bit more matte, where you can see there's a bit of luster, and the green is coming, as the Chanel greens often do, a bit more grey. And I quite like this more sandy brown. So I'll be interested to see how I do making an eye with that tomorrow. I thought it was a nice summer selection, actually, of colours. I mean, you might immediately not think of those as summer colours, apart from the quite, you know, pretty vibrant gold. There's a kind of slightly autumnal feel, which is not inappropriate given the weather we're having at the moment this summer so far. But yeah, so I went for that. That's the only eyeshadow quad in the summer selection. There were two Stylo Yeux, and you know from me how much I love the formulations on these now. They're very consistent and have been for the last 3 years or so. Very soft to apply, but once they're there, they really are waterproof. And they've got a green limited edition called Oasis, definitely to tie in with the quad. Nicely pigmented, nicely soft, not too bright, but I think that's going to work really well. And I find myself using these more than any other pencils, partly because they really, really do stay where they're meant to be. They're easy to apply. And now that I've got older eyes, I can't do a standard cat eye because my eyelids are too droopy. So I can't really use liquid pens or the whole cat eye look, which I think is really pretty. But equally, I do need definition around my lids. And I just find these so easy to use. You can slap them on fairly haphazardly, fairly broadly, and then quickly kind of smudge them out a little bit with a brush or a Q-tip, or very lightly but slightly more precisely. They're very easy to apply, and as I say, they stay in place. So always happy to get the new colours, even though I often go with the same boring brown. A splash of colour is nice. So pleased with that green. And then this one is called Sable. I was less sure about this one because it was a bit more similar to ones I've already got, but I swatched it and I liked it. Quite a coppery colour. Now I did just pull out quickly from my makeup drawer ones that I thought might be similar to that. In particular, Ardente, which I haven't had that long. I can't remember if it was last autumn. Yeah, it's definitely a deeper coppery shade, but same sort of colour range. That's definitely the kind of nearest of what I've got. This one is Érable, which, yeah, definitely much darker. So I've got plenty of browns in my collection. They'll all tie in with that palette, but Sable is the one that's just been released. Is it Sable? That's Khaki Precious. Right, sorry, getting carried away there. What didn't I buy? There are two split palettes. One is bronzers, a dark and a lighter, but they were both much too dark for me. The dark one in particular was very muddy. And then the other palette was a pinky coral blush with a highlight above it. I did swatch that. I didn't get it. I didn't love the quality of the highlighter. It was pretty sheer, and I've got a lot of highlighters and a lot of blushes, so I couldn't justify that. There are a number of kind of balm type lip products that are coloured but faintly coloured. They're very pretty, but I have loads, and two lipsticks that again, I'm kind of lipsticked out at the moment. I've got drawers and drawers, and I know what I've said about the new polish range and not loving it, but I had to give in to two of the colours that very much tie in with the palette. This brown one, which is Cavalier, really, really pretty. A bit of shimmer in there, so I'm kind of interested to see how that works in the new formula. And then Emerald, which I did have a tester when this was being formulated 2 years ago in the old formulation, and it's a really, really pretty colour. I'm interested to see how the new formulation of it pans out. You can kind of see, not brilliantly, the shimmer on it. I'd really like to put that on tonight, but it's not really very suitable for work tomorrow, so I have to wait till the weekend for that. I've got a week off next week, so definitely going to try that. And I gave in to the gel top coat. I'm a fan of the Dior top coat, but you know, since I haven't had these working too well with me, I thought, well, give it a fair chance and see how it works with the actual intended gel top coat. So there we go, I've bought it. Try it out, see if that makes any difference. So those were my purchases from the summer collection. And they did also have the new perfume in, which is called Boy, and I spent some time sniffing it. I didn't like it on first sniff. I'm going to talk about it, I think, in a separate video, because it is a very unusual development for Chanel. And I did get, if I can get into this packet. How does it open? Is it a slidey or a... Dear, oh dear, yeah, it's a slidey. I did get a nice generous sample of it, which I will talk about, I think, in a separate video. And then these rather fabulous promotional photographs as well. Colour is an Art, it's called. And if I open the... It's not very nice. Open the packet. I'm hoping there are some nice pictures in here. Various artists. Oh, just can't get into it. Giving their impressions of Chanel as art. I'm afraid I can't get into that, so I'm going to struggle with that separately, and I might show you in due course. Oh, there's one of them. That's by Alexander Calder. And there's a whole host of them. Different, it's a takeoff of Kandinsky. There's a very nice Chanel nail polish bottle. Dots. I love things like this. Look, that's a kind of takeoff of Jackson Pollock using nail varnish. How cool. Really nice. Like that. Kind of ribbons of colour. Oops. What else have we got? Oh, there we go. So yeah. So enjoyed my little visit to the Chanel boutique, and I'll let you know how I get on with these summer collection items when I've had a chance to use them, and my thoughts about Chanel Boy, the new perfume, very soon. Until then, bye for now.